about it, like just your boyfriend can be there, don't worry about it, it's all fine, like don't worry about it. So then your boyfriend goes and closes, but then you Google it, and in New York State you have to be present at the time of closing if you're gonna like own the house. So then you're like, well, I have to be there, and they're like, well, you're not on anything, so it doesn't matter anyway. I'm like, what do you mean I'm not on anything anyways? I think people are missing the point. The point is even if I was married to him, like I guess I would have like legal protection as his like legal wife, but like the lawyer, the realtor, somebody did something shady and told me that my name was on stuff, but then took my name off of stuff. That's the problem.
Wait, let me get it straight. What do you mean you bought a home at age 20 and then you met a guy and then you guys decided to buy a home together? So you went ahead and sold your house that you own, you purchased by yourself, right? And then you use that money that you got from selling your house, and then you use it and gave it to the guy to use it as a down payment for the new home that you guys are about to purchase together, right? Okay, that's your home. So, investment going into your new home. I get that. But when it came time for you guys, both of you, to go and sign the paperwork, right? They told you that you're not supposed to be there to sign the paperwork. So he went ahead and signed all the paperwork. But, get this, your name is not on the deed, and you are paying for the house. You are contributing, paying for the house. Is that what I'm getting? So there's this girl that came to TikTok to share her story about how she thought she bought a house with her boyfriend, but it turns out that her name is not on the deed. Her name is not on any paper because they tricked her and told her that she doesn't have to be there during signing, so she wasn't there. And then the boyfriend went ahead and they took all her name off of everything. So now her boyfriend is the only one that had the boyfriend name is on everything and her name is not on anything. So pretty much she doesn't own anything. But I'm just going to play you her video right now.
Okay, what is it called when you buy a house with your boyfriend, but then when you are on the way to go close, they're like, oh, you actually can't close for 60 days because these people can't move for 60 days, even though your closing agreement said that you would close on this day. And then you book a trip and you go out of town with your friend because they're like, oh, we can't close for 60 days. But then you're like, wait, our mortgage lock is our rate lock is gonna expire, so we have to close. And then they're like, oh my God, yeah, you're right, we have to close. So then they're like, oh, well, you don't need to be there because you're out of town, we'll figure it out, don't worry about it, like just your boyfriend can be there, don't worry about it, it's all fine, like don't worry about it. So then your boyfriend goes and closes, but then you Google it, and in New York State you have to be present at the time of closing if you're gonna like own the house. So then you're like, well, I have to be there, and they're like, well, you're not on anything, so it doesn't matter anyway. I'm like, what do you mean I'm not on anything anyways? Like we're buying this house together, I'm paying for this house, like what do you mean I'm not on anything? And they're like, oh, don't worry about it though, like we'll just close without you, and then like you can come back a later day and we can just like fill out paperwork and it'll be fine. So you're like, okay, I guess, like, all right. So then you go back like a few days later and you pay extra money and you sign this paperwork and you feel really weird about it. You're like, this paperwork didn't feel legit, like this is really weird. So then whatever, you're emailing and calling him for 8 months, like, hey, like what do I, like, can we get a copy of this, they're not answering, they're pushing it back, they're blah blah blah. So then you finally call a town and you're like, hey, can we get a copy of the deed? And you're not on the deed, and I'm not on the deed, and I'm not on the deed of my own house. And on top of that, the previous owners didn't pay any of their bills for like 2 years. So then you had to pay all the outstanding bills on your house. And then you told the lawyer, like, hey, they didn't pay any of their bills. And he's like, oh, just pay it. Like, I'll reach out to them. It'll be fine. I'll just pay it. So then you pay like hundreds of dollars in outstanding bills. And then you never hear back from him about it. What is that called? Like, who do I call to help me right now?
Congratulations to your boyfriend. Looks like you just helped him buy a house. Your boyfriend was always in on it. And with the help of everyone involved, the lawyer, the mortgage broker, everyone, you trusted them more than your own eyes, more than your own intuition that was screaming at you. You even looked that up and said that wasn't true, but you still just took the word of whoever was telling you anything. You even said New York State says you had to be present, but they told me I don't have to be. What? And if you don't really believe that your boyfriend was in on it, watch how easy it is for him to break up with you now that he's gotten what he wants from you, now that he's already bought the house. Wouldn't be the first or the last man to use a woman to get to the next step, to use a woman for financial gain. Men every day using a woman's place to live, her car, her credit, her money. And this man used you to buy a house, and he wouldn't be the first one to do it. Sorry this happened to you, but this is a valuable lesson, an expensive one. Call all the money that you paid tuition because you learned a lesson. You insist on trusting a man, trust but verify. And lie every day, B. He knew it would be better to ask forgiveness than to ask permission. He knew you would never just agree to helping him buy a house, but he figured he could trick you into it, and he did.
I think people are missing the point. The point is even if I was married to him, like, I guess I would have like legal protection as his like legal wife, but like the lawyer, the realtor, somebody did something shady and told me that my name was on stuff, but then took my name off of stuff. That's the problem.
Sweet baby Gurn, your boyfriend knew that you weren't on the deed the entire time. Oh, I don't want to believe that my boyfriend, he did that. He did that. He took your money. He purchased the house. His house. With your money. Without your permission. Played you like a motherfucking fiddle. And I know you're not going to want to believe me or listen to this or hear this at all, right? Because it hurts. This is another one of those Occam's razor situation. The simplest answer is often the correct one. And you should have been there to close. Because as you know, as you said, in New York, if you were not there to sign closing papers when it closes, that bitch is not your house. He knew that, you knew that. Somehow, you were convinced that what you knew wasn't what you knew. So, I would stop paying for things immediately. Because that is not your house. My God, is she on the mortgage, but she's not on the deed? Is she not on the she's not on the deed, but she's on the mortgage? And not to say that that's a terrible thing, only when you know that that's the situation that both parties have agreed to. If you have not agreed to that, and you're the one on the mortgage, but not on the deed, I don't know what to tell you, babe. Ideals, ma'am.
Good evening. I don't know what's on your FIP, but let me tell you what showed up on mine. It was actually a couple days ago. It was the girl who believes that she bought the house with her boyfriend, but her name isn't on anything. And we were all in the comments trying to tell her, 1, this is a terrible idea. 2, that's not your house. She's like, we went back to the lawyer. We had to sign some papers, but it looked kind of suspect. So my name wasn't on the deed, and I'm just They wanted to stay in the house for 60 days. Blah 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 blah. We had to change all these things happened. They had to pay bills after the fact. I literally close houses every day of my life. Everything that she said is wrong and crazy. And also, I used to be a mortgage loan originator. 1, they told her she didn't have to be there to sign. That lets me know she was not on the loan. The loan was only in his name. 2, she was not on the deed, so they did not put on her title. I would like to know how they accounted for her money, if he put it in as a gift or what happened. Because that money, for whatever down payment, has to be accounted for. If it's not in his bank account and he puts it in there, she gives it to him, whatever. But I'm just sitting here like, how did the water and sewer and all that didn't get paid? All of these things have to be cleared before you can transfer title. Because otherwise, you taking on somebody else's stuff that's not your stuff. And she's like, the lawyer was not helpful. Girl, I would be down to that office and then down to the bar association, because what you're not going to do is play with me and my money. Because if this is supposed to be my house, my name needs to be on there. What is happening? So either her boyfriend is lying to her, or the lawyer is in on some crazy stuff. But she don't want to hear nothing from us. She has turned the comments off, so it is what it is, child. I have learned to stop trying to help people on this app because they don't want to hear it. I was going to tag her, but she don't want to hear your information either, so I'm not even going to do that.
To make it clear, she helped her boyfriend buy a house. She didn't buy a house because they are not married and her name is not on anything, on the mortgage or on the deed of the house. It's not her house. I don't understand why so many people nowadays think that getting married is a bigger commitment than having children or having a 30-year mortgage. I witnessed my parents go through a horrible divorce as an adult now, and the only reason my father did not make my mother homeless with my 2 disabled siblings is because they were legally married and he had to give her the house, right? So I don't understand why people think that just because they're doing something in the modern time or being a modern woman and not getting married will protect you. It absolutely will not. And if she stopped helping her boyfriend pay for the house and her name is not on the deed, what do you think's going to happen? Yeah, he's going to kick her out. So you need to protect yourself. You need to put your brain to use and protect yourself.
Y'all, this girl didn't piss me off. Like, I was feeling bad for her at first, and then as she kept talking, I started getting more upset. So she discussing how she bought this house with her boyfriend. In some kind of way, her name didn't end up on the paperwork. Now you can see down there and say, no, seriously, what do I do, y'all? And as she goes into the story, it gets so freaky. She like, we end up having to pay the people who were staying there extra bills because they didn't pay, and then all of a sudden they had to stay there for another 60 days, but we had a contract for them to be out by a certain date, and then I had to sign something, but because I was out of town I couldn't, so they said, my boyfriend could just sign it, and she has an attorney too, right? To me, it sounds like everybody is against her, and she is getting sassy with the people in the comments trying to help her. Like, baby, you might want to get you an attorney Kyle Collins. But as you can see here, she's responding to people's questions in the most sassiest way, and now she's attacking unmarried people because they're telling her, baby, you shouldn't be buying a house with a man who ain't your husband, especially if his name on it and yours isn't, and you paying money out your pocket for it. Baby, she's stressing me out because she not understanding, and she's mad that people are responding to the video because she asked a question. So here's some of the comments. And that's me in the comments getting mad. And I shouldn't have responded. Y'all. I know. But girl, take the video down if you mad. People responding to the video. You literally asked for help in black and white. You know what I mean? But there's literal, realtors trying to explain to her, what's going on. Like, baby, something ain't right in the sauce. And I'm like, which one of y'all gonna hold her hand? Because she ain't getting it. But this lady broke it down pretty good to her. To me, she's talking about she had to pay the extra electricity bills or something like that. And I'm like, no, depending on your state, the most they would do is make you pay the water bill, because in some states they can take a lien out on the house because of that. But the only thing you should be responsible for is maybe the taxes and water, but not the actual bills. And I guess she's saying this might be in New York. I'm not sure. But to me, her attorney is not a good attorney. I want her attorney's name so I know to never use that attorney. But she can do a quick deed, a quick claim deed or whatever, to add her name on it. And she's like, my boyfriend is so sweet. He would never do anything to hurt me. He's the sweetest guy. And it's like, girl, ooh, child. I really hope this works out in her favor. I don't want to wish anything bad on her at all. But I seriously hope her name really get on that paperwork. And she has a whole other attorney review what's going on there, because her attorney obviously ain't the most prepared attorney. But I am just so shocked at how sassy she was getting with folks, because she said, no, for real, what do I do, y'all? And they're saying, hey, maybe get a new attorney and make sure your name get on that deed, girl. And that pissed her off.
Not you coming to the internet, putting us in your business, telling us about how you bought a house with your boyfriend. Mind you, you sold your house you owned since you were 20. You own that house. You sold it to help your boyfriend buy his house. Because she told us how when it was time for closing, she was told by the lawyer, she was told by the loan officer and the real estate agent she didn't need to be there. So he went and signed. She didn't sign. Her name is not on the fucking deed. It's on the mortgage. So you're on the hook for the payment of the house, but you have no rights literally to that house, technically. And then now and the internet aunties and their internet moms are like, what the fuck? This is a red flag. Why are you doing this? This is dumb. Girl, be so fucking for real. You're not even married. You don't what do you mean you weren't there for closing in New York? You know that you're supposed to be there for closing because you owned a home at 20. You get mad at us. You put us in your business. You get mad at us. You turn your comments off. You delete all the videos. And now you mad at the internet
because they're trying to literally help you. They're trying to get through to your brain that this man played you. This lady literally tried to say that the loan officer and the fucking real estate agent played her. No, it was that man. It was that man. It was that boyfriend. You literally bought a house for his future wife. Are you okay? All for some dick. Please. Why? Ugh. Ladies, these men, I cannot believe, oh my God. She sold her stability to help get this man stable for his future wife. There is no prospects of marriage. They are just boyfriend, girlfriend. There's no protection. The house has been bought. It's done. She's fucked. And she's like, oh, he's gonna figure it out. No, he played you. Get a lawyer. Get a lawyer.
2026, and if you still trust a man with your money, I have to think something is wrong with you, because how do you buy a house or think you bought a house and your name is not on any of the paperwork? How did that man convince you to put down money for a house and your name is not on the paperwork? Then she's deleted all the videos, her follow-up videos and all those things, but she's over there saying, well, I'm happy over here. He doesn't cheat on me. He doesn't hit. Well, I don't think she said hit, but she said cheat for sure. But that's your standard. He doesn't cheat on me. So he can scam me into buying a house that my name is not on the paperwork. And I'm convinced that the lawyers did it, even though they told you you didn't have to be there for closing to sign anything. That man bought a house with your money. Oh my gosh. That man bought a house with her money. And she's mad at the people in the comments for telling her that man bought a house with her money. And then she's saying, well, he doesn't cheat on me, but he scammed you out of house money, and it sounds like you pay bills. How did you let a man convince you to buy? And then I went down the rabbit hole, and there was another lady that said it happened to her too. Talking about she painted the entire house, but all the stuff was in his name. In 2026, how do you trust a man enough to buy a house in your... Ain't no way.
Buy a house with your girlfriend, with your partner, whoever, whatever. Make sure that your name is on the paperwork. Listen to me. Make sure that your name is on the paperwork. Make sure that when you're closing on the home, every single paper they signed, you should be signing too. Okay, I am on the side of TikTok where these women are talking about how they think they bought a house with their boyfriend, but their name is not on the paperwork, but they're saying, oh no, but I'm contributing to the house. They're giving money for the down payment. They're giving money in general. And they're like, no, I'm contributing. This is my house too, but their name is not on the paperwork. That's not your house. Legally, that's not your house. It's not under your name. So if you are buying a house with your partner, make sure that your name is on the paperwork too. Okay? Because then if you guys part ways, he chooses or she chooses to sell the house, you're not getting anything. Everything, all the equity, everything is going to them. I would hate for you guys to fall in this position because this is more common than y'all think. If you're buying a house with someone, make sure your name is on the paperwork and you sign it. Make sure there's a 50-50 distribution. Make sure that you are reading that contract through and through, okay?
Girl, so you have no ownership to the home that you are paying, the home that you sold your house to go and purchase. What if what if you guys decide to break up, like it doesn't work? What are you going to do? You have no legal rights to the home. He's going to kick you out of the house. He's going to move in a different girl. And oh girl, you made a mistake. I don't know how you're going to get around this, but I feel like you need to get on it right now. Get in touch with some lawyers. I don't think it's too late that they can put you on the deed. Yeah, just go and find out the right way to put yourself on that deed. But girl, he played you. That is a stupid idea. I know you are in love. You don't think he's going to betray you, but I think he is. I think he played you on purpose. So just find someone that can help you, because this guy played in your face. He used you for your money. He had you sell your house. Oh my God. Like, that is such a big mistake. But yeah, don't get mad at the internet, because once you come on the internet, people are going to stop talking. They're going to give you their opinions. They're going to critique you. They're going to give you their raw, unfiltered opinion about how stupid you are. I'm not calling you stupid, but the decision you made was stupid, but not you. I think you shouldn't be mad. I think you should take some of their advice and just go and go and see how you can put yourself on the deed. I don't think it's too late. I think you can go to like the courthouse, figure out how you can put yourself on the deed, talk to your boyfriend and stuff like that. But that was so shitty. Your boyfriend played in your face. Yeah, he did play in your face. But I'm so sorry this happened to you. But just go and talk to someone and figure out how you can sort this out. All right? But let me know what you think about this story down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.